This here is known as my time. 410 to 15, you're mine. This is my life as I live with my cat and me. What you got to give? So sit and explore my life while I walk through life with strive. But I'm here for all to show, even those left behind can glow.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another day. Hope you wankers are having a good one. It's Monday, beginning of the week. Finally got to listen to some news today. I decided to take another relaxing day. Applied to a couple jobs, just kind of sit and relax. Been feeling kind of stuffed up today, kind of sick feeling. So I decided just to not go outside and have a day of just sitting here watching some videos and catching up on some things. I did, however, like I said, get to watch the news today, and you guys know how I'm always up on, the bank bailouts and how much money they got. The $1.5 trillion, 700 from the Treasury Department and some from the Fed. However, Bloomberg News, I guess you could call them, it's a online paper or something or other down in the States, did a report on the bank bailouts of 2008. And it turns out that through the Freedom of Information Act, they were able to get a hold of a lot of documents on the actual financial records of those banks, the bank deals. And it turns out that they actually got $7.7 trillion. Now, let me give you guys a little idea of how much money that is. Okay, I know I said a few days ago that was actually $1 billion or $1 trillion takes 30,000 years. It was actually 32 years. I don't know where I got the extra time from, but it was actually 32 years. So if you spend $1 every second to get to $1 billion, yeah, it would take you 32 years to get there. Anyway, $7.7 trillion the banks got. Now keep in mind that 64 or 65% of that money went to 5 individual companies, corporations, I guess I could say. 64 or 65% of that money, of $7.7 trillion. These same companies and corporate institutions and financial companies that were going to go bankrupt from not getting these funds have made record profits ever since. Every single quarter it just gets higher and higher and higher. They keep setting more and more records for how much money they're making. Well, now we know why. Because they got so much fucking money. Every time you hear a report of how much money they actually got, you triple it, and that's how much money they actually got. So some of these companies were getting close to $500 billion in bailout money, which they then turned around. Okay, so say I'm a company, right? Let's say I'm JP Morgan. I get $100 billion in bailout money, and I get that money in the interest rate of 0.01%, which is what they actually got. So you basically get all that money for free. Then what you do is you turn around, take that money, and then invest it and give it to loans to people that pay 9, 10, 15, 20% on that money. And then all the interest that you get back from those loans is pure profit. That's how they're all making this money so easily. That's how the system has been so unbalanced so quickly. It's because they found a way to do it. And now that we have that full report of how it's actually being done, people can now see why there's an Occupy movement to begin with. This is one of the reasons. This is one of the setups and the systems that makes it so unfair and unbalanced, that these corporations and companies can do that. So basically all they have to do is get a bailout, take $1 million of the billions that they get, buy an individual politician who can relax the regulations on the money that they have to pay back, and bing bang boom, Bob's your uncle. The politicians don't mind doing it, because not only do they get money in their own pockets, but when they're done with politics in 4, 5, 6 years, they get jobs with these companies. That's how it works. That's why there's lobbyists, and that's just how the system is done. So they're basically, they're getting the money at 0.01%, and then they're loaning it out at 10 to 20% interest, and then profiting off of that money. But $7.7 trillion. The world's economy is only worth $16 trillion. I hate to say it, but money's going to destroy this whole system we have set up. Money has created a greed and incentive program for human beings to profit off of one another, and to look the other way and to step on one another. I know it's very basic, and I know people hear it all the time, but it's just Star Trek had it right. A free and moneyless society. I don't know how else to put it. And then we have these fucking politicians who, one, we got Barack Obama, who praised himself as this fucking savior, and then turns out to be worse than the people he was actually running against. You know, I mean, he claims to be a Democrat, but then why is a Democrat bragging about being able to make worse deals than Republicans? It's like, oh, Republicans are gonna try to stop, the budget from being passed. They want this much in cuts, they want that much in tax breaks, and so on and so forth. And then this Democratic president comes along and goes, well, you know what, I'll do one better. I'll do what you want and then some. Like this whole budget commission thing that just crashed down in the States. He's like, okay, we're going to set up this commission for these sets of people to come up with this way to cut our spending and increase revenue and so on. And if it fails, then we'll take half of the $6 billion or something in cuts, and we'll take it from here, and then we'll take the other half from defense. Oh, well, the thing failed, so now we have to go to what the deal said, except now everybody's go like, oh, well, maybe it didn't have to be completely 50-50. Maybe we can just take or get revenue from adding taxes to the middle class, and then, if we do that enough on one side, then we don't have to take away from the military spending. Like the military in the United States, the Defense Department makes, I think it's somewhere around 44 or 45% of the world's military spending, just the United States alone. So I think they could lose I think they can, get by getting a little bit of cuts. Oh man, I don't care who it is, but anybody who gets elected now in our current political system is going to be bad. I don't care if they're left, if they're right. I don't care if they're a goddamn frog. It could be a fucking alligator for all I care. They're going to be just as corrupt as the next person. The current, that was one of the problems with Barack Obama. Everybody saw this guy as like this he's going to fix the system, he's going to be our savior and everything. People forgot he's still a politician. He still got to the point of where he is because of that fact. He's no fucking different than the rest of them. He's just as corrupt as them all. His only goal, I guess you could say, is to profit and to get ahead. That's the type of people these people are. They benefit from taking advantage of other people. And the only reason you get to be the president is because you've done that better than everybody else. Great. Seriously, what the fuck does Barack Obama need with $1 billion for a campaign? He doesn't need all that money. He just wants to make all that money because that'll make him better than everybody else. Or, I know this is more complicated than that, and I'm just simplifying it down to its simplest form, but still, you don't need a fucking $1 billion to become the president. You don't. You hop on a bus, you go from county to county, and you talk to people. That doesn't cost $1 billion. Hell, give me 100,000, I'll do it. It's not that hard. You hop on the bus, you go from county to county, and you go and stop by people's doors. And I'm sure you need campaigns, and you need people to fucking protect you, and blah 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 blah, all these extra expenses, and yada yada yada. But you don't need them. It's that simple. You don't need to take fucking Air Force One to go to the county next to the one you're in already. It's just not needed. So much waste in this fucking world. And yet I can't find a job. You know, it's one of the reasons why the whole anti-Occupy argument just bothers me. Because, you know, there's such a disparity in the way people live their lives these days. And for people who don't see it or choose to ignore it and make fun and belittle those who actually take part in it, or the Occupy movement, you know, it just goes to show that not enough people have been personally affected in their own lives. And then we have these douchebag assholes who like to make fun of people who are involved in Occupy. You know, and it's like, oh, well, I had to work 3 jobs, you know, I had to do this and I had to do that just to get by. Why don't you just suck it up and stop trying to leech off the rest of the economy? Well, did you enjoy working 3 jobs? Was that something you liked? Did you enjoy having no time for yourself? Having to work 3 jobs? Did you enjoy having no social life, not being able to go out to see your friends or talk to the people you wanted, or be around the people you wanted to be around, instead of being at work all goddamn day? Did you enjoy working 3 jobs just so you could feed yourself, put a roof over your head? I wouldn't enjoy that. Hell, I don't even like working 1 job. But I do what I can, right? Because we're in a society that doesn't allow you to have personal time and enjoy yourself. God forbid you start fucking enjoying yourself. At least that's the type of life I have. It's like, wouldn't you guys like to be in a society where you actually, you know, could have the time to do what you wanted, have the time to go anywhere you pleased, not have to worry about financial burdens, shit like that? I personally wouldn't mind it. Hell, I would love to not have to worry about work. I'm sure everybody would like to not have to worry about work. But there are things we need to do in our society before we can get to that point. And right now, the system's not set up for that to happen. It's not set up to allow that to happen. One of the things about Occupy that inspires me to take part is to have an opportunity to help set up the base of the future, if that makes any sense. I would like to be part of something that could help form our future society. You know, this may be a stepping stone, this may be the first stone, this may be nothing, you know, as an Occupy movement. It might just be an afterthought in the grand scheme of things. But at least we're trying. At least we're trying to advance our society and get it out of this stagnant state that it's in, where, you know, we're getting poorer and the quality of life is getting worse and worse day by day, and the select few are benefiting off of it. I don't personally enjoy it, to be honest with you. $7.7 trillion, man. That's so much fucking money, it's ridiculous. Anyway, that's enough for me for today. Relaxing day, no G8 tomorrow, so it'll be another relaxing day. Maybe I'll bring you guys the who the fuck said that segment tomorrow, eh? You guys would enjoy that, eh? So if you want to, leave some comments down below. Hopefully it'll get in there for you. I'm gonna take my sick ass back to bed, watch some streaming TV, maybe some Office. Yeah, that would do. So, hope you guys had a good day. See you guys tomorrow. We're getting close to 1 month left till we hit the year mark, so here we go on the home stretch now. See how this goes, shall we? Gone through 11 months. Let's hit the last one. Get her done. Stay strong, stay wise, folks. Peace.